Sitting here on a completed patio. Would you look at this thing? This is a great home project I finished. My wife was supportive of letting me try this thing out myself. I found some good videos online. I'll even put some links in the description, but let me show you how I did it. I guess we have to do a before and after video. So here's what it looks like. We're digging up our dirt. We've got some stones on the outside to give us a little outline. We got to turn this all into dirt so we can put the gravel on top. We got to get rid of our flower bed. It's gonna be good. Digging through grass is tough, so I definitely recommend a pickaxe, and don't worry if it's just a rough outline. It'll get more refined as you go on. Progress continues. Jen's taking pictures too. All the grass is taken care of, and now it's just a mud pit. It's still a general outline. You're still just trying to get the rough shape, but you want to start digging deeper and then put stakes in the corners and string so you can tell how much more you have to go. You want the height of your pavers, 1 inch for leveling sand, and then 4 inches at least for gravel underneath it all. The string helps keep it accurate.
It's a dirty job.
Every time we thought we were done digging, we actually had more digging left, so it takes a lot of time. Don't feel like you have to do this in one day. There are many steps and they're all tiring. It's tough to level things out, but with a string level makes it a little easier, but make sure you account for your slope. You're not trying to make a level patio. You want it to slope so the water goes away. We did 4 inches of drop for our 18-foot distance away from the house, and then we even dropped another inch so that it would go specifically towards one corner, towards that back lawn there, kind of where you'll see me spray the hose in a second. But I tamped it down. You can see it's starting to look more flat and level. And on top of tamping, I was spraying it to reduce dust during this part of the project. And it helped keep it even, make it more easy to measure things too. Now it's ready for gravel. This guy dropped it off. He was nice enough to bring it all into place. He dropped our big bags, 1 yard per bag, right into the hole where it's gonna go. So we just slice it up, the gravel pours out, and we shovel it. Still a tough job. We went to a place like this, we picked out our pavers. The pavers were delivered right along with our leveling sand and all of our gravel. A couple pallets of pavers, leveling sand, and 5 yards in bags of gravel. Find a gravel calculator online, do some careful math before you order. We got a tamper. This thing is great, 120 bucks at Home Depot, and my brother-in-law Brandon came over, helped me with a bunch of the hard work. It was so great to have another set of hands for this because this is not easy to do. Don't be afraid to move gravel around if you see that it's not level. You want to get it as level as you can and then tamp it after you move any gravel. So this part, I didn't do a good job at filming this, so I just looped the video while I explain. You can see that 2x4 is 10 foot, and then there are 10-foot sections of 1 inch pipe. So I put a couple of those down so that I can pour the leveling sand over it all and scrape it to even. That way it's kind of creating a 1 inch leveling sand. Remember, you don't want this leveling sand to be level, but you want it to be calculated to the level of slope you've designed for your project. So this will help keep it even, and again, check your level not to be level, but to be the correct number of inches off of level as you go. Now's the fun part, laying the pavers. We have our string there to make the straight line. The first one's the hardest because it needs to be straight. After that, you can do all of the rest of the rows off of your first one. And as long as you check as you go, it should remain straight and things should be level. So that's why it's important to take your time with the leveling sand and with the first row of pavers specifically. As you place the pavers down, use a rubber mallet, give it some vibration so it settles in, knock them into each other. You can see we're really eating away at these pavers and that leveling sand. Work as you go with the leveling sand. You'll see in these upcoming shots that it's not all at the same time. As you lay pavers, you start moving the sand down, and then when you reach a point, you can finish it. Here, you see a couple of gaps in the pavers, but don't worry about that. You can straighten that all out later. You want to get it pretty close though, but it's not going to be perfect, especially when you're walking on it to lay pavers. So you can see I was able to remove those pipes, and now we have to fill leveling sand in the holes left by the pipes and use a trowel or something to level it out. Again, making sure you're not making it true level, but the right amount of inches off level according to what you've planned. So I'm pretty happy with how it's coming together at this point. I will have to do some edging ahead, and you want to just take it slow. It's hard to make any adjustments here, so just take your time. You'll get in a rhythm when the time is right. Almost done. Leveling sand made it all the way to the edge, but make sure you give yourself enough space to put the edging on the side. So I finished this late at night. I was so eager. I took a video even in this terrible lighting in the darkness, but it feels good. You can see those exposed pavers on the side. Again, they'll have to be edging and eventually dirt on top of that edging. Give yourself the space for that. The next step here is going to be making the final adjustments and then putting the polymeric sand in there. It has to be dry for at least 48 hours, and rain interrupted my plans. So before doing polymeric, I had a few extra days to just adjust those little gaps between rocks. Don't worry about it too much though. The gaps look so much bigger when there's no sand in there. So I put the edging in place. I made these final adjustments. It feels good. I'm happy with it. Remember, rubber for the pavers, regular hammer for those stakes.
The patio is almost done. Polymeric sand, it's down. Sweeping it into place. Feeling pretty good about it. Hard to do with one hand.
We got the polymeric into place, and I used the rubber mallet to hit each of the pavers, vibrating it so the polymeric sand really settles in. Then you put a little bit more, sweep again. When it's all done, you have to activate the polymeric sand by getting it wet. Follow the specific instructions on your sand, but ours was a 30 seconds of getting it wet. Then you have to let it set for a little bit, a few minutes, then you come back out, get it wet again. You're going to repeat that a few times, and then you have to let it sit for at least 24 hours undisturbed before you can walk on it. This is the final spray, one last time over. I'm showing you the little bubbles that come out of the polymeric sand. That means it's being activated. That's a good thing. And this is what it looks like when it's all done.
Thanks for watching. I hope you were able to see an overview of what the project might look like. I hope this thing holds up for a long time, and I hope yours does as well. Feel free to throw questions in the comments. I love answering whatever I can. I know it's a bit of a stressful project, but it is worth it. You're gonna save so much money doing it on your own. Power to ya. This is great. We all get new patios together, and we've done it with our own blood, sweat, and tears, but hopefully not so many tears. Thanks for watching.